T BIZZLE has kept her audience laughing since grammar school. To find out what all the buzz is about, please welcome now hilarious comedian T BIZZLE to Community Connection. Welcome to the show and thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
All right, the T BIZZLE, give us a little background where the name comes from.
Okay, the T is the beginning of my name, Teresa, and BIZZLE is a compilation of a lot of nicknames.
Okay. How'd you get started in comedy? You said grammar school? You knew you were funny then?
Yes. I remember we used to play this game, red light, green light, and I just had a vision in my mind that if I jumped over those chairs before he said red light, I'd be the winner. I forgot about the part about hurting myself at 7 years old, and then I knew I was the class clown. So that's how I got started.
And from there, okay, so how did you get from 7 to adulthood and a career in comedy?
Basically watching TV and just noticing that when I was around people, I made everybody laugh. And so they would always say, "T, you should be a comedian." I would go, no. But it never stopped. So I pursued it, and here I am.
And so when you watched TV, who were the comedians that inspired you or motivated you?
My favorite female comedian of all times was Carol Burnett. I used to love when she used to grab the ear and do the Tarzan challenge. Did you want to hear the Tarzan?
Can you do the okay, if you can do it.
I think I could do it. Let me just see if I can grab my ear and me. Okay, this is for you, Carol Burnett.
Nice.
I used to love that.
And so from watching Carol Burnett, what was the first time you found yourself on a stage?
Oh, wow. I think the first time I was on stage was in high school, and we were doing a new play called The Wiz, but it was our version in high school, and I was one of the munchkins. So then I knew, I said, I like that audience, I like that laughter, and just how everybody just, "Oh, you were funny, we love it." And I knew then I wanted to be on TV.
Now, when I think of Carol Burnett, too, and listening to you talk about your grammar school experience, there's kind of a physical aspect to that comedy, too. How do you incorporate that into your routine?
Oh, it is not easy. Impersonations, costume, it's a lot of work, but you just have to have a team that'll support you. And, of course, makeup. See this? Makeup. And it's just, like I said, things where we're thinking, we actually have other people inside our head. So that's where you say, I might want to be Ralph today, you know, in the comedy, or I might want to just be T BIZZLE. It depends on what mood I'm in. So that's how I incorporate that in.
So why then comedy and not theater?
That's a good question. Probably because I don't want people to think, you know, my acting is really me. Sometimes we take that with the reality shows out here and people think that's really how they are all the time. When some of those, they might be scripted. So I don't want you to think, you know, that I'm joking, you know, all the time. There are times where I'm actually quiet. I know it's hard to believe, but
It is hard to believe.
but I didn't want to do that.
So when you're on stage, how much of T BIZZLE is Teresa?
I'll say about 75% is T BIZZLE. And then the other 25% is Teresa. Like when it's time to break it down and go out and meet the audience members and take pictures, then that's the Teresa part. But on stage, 75% T BIZZLE all the way.
And what inspires you? I mean, when you create your monologue, where do you draw on for inspiration?
Oh, now that's a great question. Again, off of reality TV, current events, some of the blogs, and some gossip magazines, and then just personal experience that I had growing up until now. That's where I get a lot of my material from.
So will we see your family when you're on stage? Will we hear from your childhood?
Oh, you'll hear my grandmother. I have an act where I do my grandfather when he used to smoke a cigar. You'll hear my aunt. You'll hear quite a few. I'll even talk about when I was pregnant with my son, and that is a riot.
And what about your friends? Do they ever come to the show and recognize themselves in one of your routines?
They do, and then later on they're outside waiting to beat me up in the parking lot. But, other than that, they know it's just T
Like,
Bizzle.
how could you?
And then we laugh about it. It's after I pay them off, we laugh about it. But no, my friends are fine. Everybody is just open and so happy to finally see me out there. So they don't care if we talk about what happened 20 years ago until now. I have a very supportive team.
What's the best part about being on stage for you?
I can say what you're thinking. That's the best part. I wouldn't give it up for anything. I love it.
So not only do you say what I'm thinking, but you're kind of verbalizing what the audience is.
Yes. What you're scared to say to somebody in public, I say it in a comedian type of way. So it'll be funny, but it'll be serious, but it'll be funny. So that way I play it off a little bit.
That's kind of empowering. Mm-hmm. As a female comedian, what challenges have you found?
Wow. Well, first of all, there are a lot of people here in our local suburbs and in the city that are out here. So what's challenging is just being able to get booked at a lot of popular places like Jokes and Notes, Riddles. There are so many clubs. So if you're not there and you're not ready, you won't get booked. So you got to really work hard and get your presence known. So that right now, that's what I see that's challenging. You just got to go out there and move your elbows.
So where can we see T Bizzle on stage?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have a show coming up May 30th. It's going to be at Rock Bottom. That's at 1 West Grand, located downtown. Tickets are only $10. If you need tickets, look me up on Facebook, Instagram, T Bizzle 785, and T Bizzle fan page. And I have tickets, so if you're ready, I have them. You want one now?
I would love a ticket.
Okay, I have a ticket for you.
And I also want to mention, too, that you told us earlier that at the end of May, beginning of June, we can be looking for your T Bizzle
website. Yes, June 1st, I have my website ready. It'll be Comedienne T BIZZLE. And you can go ahead and see some of my life stories, some of my moments. I also break dance, so you'll see some of my break dancing moves. A little bit of hip hop. I do a little bit of everything.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I hope in a nursing home. No, I'm just kidding. 5 years from now, I see myself, and seriously, I want to work with, if I can, St. Jude, La Rabida, some of the hospitals out here that are taking care of a lot of the ill children that are born with birth defects. Or maybe sometimes terminal illness, sickle cell, cancer. And I love, anybody that knows me, I love the kids. So I want to work with those kids and make them happy. And it's my perception that when you make somebody happy, they just want to live a little longer. So that's why I see myself working with the kids.
Definitely see a therapeutic value to that.
Yes.
We're almost out of time, but what advice would you give to a young woman who's pursuing a career in comedy?
I would tell her, don't give up, stay focused, look at YouTube and see how some of these women made it through. Carol Burnett, Gilda Rayner, watch Saturday Night Live clips, just look at how all these people started from the bottom and now they're here.
Well, we wish you continued success, and I'll see you on May 30th.
All right. Thank you, Sandy.
Bizzle.